for your Western Blue Stars. Number 2, a senior, Trevor Weekly. Number 4, a senior, Ryan Taylor. Number 7, a senior, Blake Miller. Number 12, a junior, Drew Gott. Number 13, senior, Rowan Durbin. Number 20, senior, Ethan Bales. Number 51, senior, Corbin Smith. Number 64, senior, Andrew Foster. Number 72, junior, Clayton Unroe. Number 74, sophomore, Maddox Gatberry. And number 79, sophomore, Wyatt Dickey. The Stars head coach, Justin Pye. We would like to thank Wisdom Health Services and team doctor Dr. Dan Kraft, athletic trainer Sarah Walker, and her student trainers for their efforts in caring for our Western Blue student athletes. We would also like to thank Wisdom Health Services for volunteering emergency medical services at all of our home football games.
Oh, you do? Yes. Wow.
Tonight we would like to recognize Western Blue student athlete, junior Ella Shepard, as she shares a message of sportsmanship with you. At this time, will you please rise, remove your hats, and direct your attention to the flag on the north end of the football field. For the singing of the Star Spangled Banner, Mrs. Samantha Gillingham directing the choir, Mrs. Leslie Baker directing the band. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
To the Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to game number 5 of the 2022 football season. I'm Blake Marth on play-by-play tonight, here with my color commentator Andrew Petro. The 3-1 Western Boone Stars host the 2-2 North Montgomery Chargers in a crucial Sagamore Conference matchup. It is a great day for football at 77 degrees as the home crowd begins to make some noise for their Stars. Western Boone coming off their first loss of the season last week, a close game against the Tri-West Bruins, sitting at 3-1 overall on the year, hoping to get back into the winning column and seeking 4-1 as well as their second conference win of the season. The Chargers, meanwhile, go into this game at 2-2, looking for their first win in the Sagamore Conference after last week's loss to the Lebanon Tigers. Coming into a tough environment here, it's going to take good execution for Northmont to win, especially considering these teams' past. With that, I'll turn it over to my pal Andrew Petro. Andrew, what can you tell us about these teams' recent matchups?
Well, Blake, this is a pretty good rivalry we've got here tonight. They're series overall. Northmont's leading 30-22. However, Webo has beat them for the past 8 years. Head coach for Northmont, Josh Thompson's last win against Webo was in 2014, and Pelly has done a pretty good job since.
Yeah, Pelly definitely has the edge over Thompson in this series. A lot of history here, and Western Boone looking to extend that win streak as Thompson, again, looking for his second win of the series. He has not won since his first year coaching. That was an 8-0 slugfest on defense. Andrew, if Northmont wants a chance of winning this game, they've got to stop this high-powered Stars offense, and the Stars themselves have to take care of business themselves after struggling last week to stop Tri-West.
Yeah, and I would say it's a very important game tonight for both of them. Northmont looking to get their first conference win tonight, and Webo looking to go for a winning record in conference.
Yes, very, very important for both of these teams. The Stars led on offense by guys like Rowan Durbin and Trevor Weekly, who have done a really, really good job at taking over these starting roles, especially Trevor Weekly, who's been so dominant this year. We saw him every single week this year. He's got so many yards on the season, and just a really great job by them. And Northmont looking to knock off Western Boone on the road. That would be a big win for them if they can get it, but Western Boone's not going to make it easy. Both these teams looking for major victories as the Stars look to get a 4-1 record. It would be their best start since the 2019 season. Remember, that was the year where they went 14-1 and secured their second straight state championship. And the Stars here have a formidable opponent, but they have the edge in this series so far. So with that, we are going to go ahead and take it to a break. We'll get right back to you with the results of the coin toss, and we will get started here. From all of us at WBTV, we'll
North Salem State Bank is still your #1 choice for local banking. North Salem State Bank was established in 1923 and is excited to be celebrating their 100th year of community banking in 2023. Please visit any of their 9 locations for all your banking and trust needs. Where caring still counts. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
DTP Entertainment is West Central Indiana's choice for premier entertainment. With 20-plus years experience, they will provide you with professional service at the everyday budget price. Contact them for a free consultation and experience the DTP difference. At DTP Entertainment, they're big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Hi, my name is Michael Behrens, and I'm a current meteorologist at WZZM-TV in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I bought this advertisement simply to support the awesome work that the Western Boone radio TV program does and the opportunities it provides to students. In fact, that's how I got my start in television. Without this amazing program, I would not be where I am today. So please, do what you can to support this unique program and the students who dedicate so much to make it a success. Thanks for watching WBTV.
Smart Manufacturing is always there for your welding, fabrication, and design needs. Locally owned and operated by Gary Cummins and Dale Thompson. Stop by their new facility 7 miles south of Lebanon on Lebanon-Pittsboro Road. Or you can always give them a call at 765-481-8650. That's Smart Manufacturing.
Welcome back to Western Boone hosting North Montgomery here on this crucial Friday night Sagamore Conference game. Again, I'm Blake Marth here with Andrew Petro, and Stars looking on the field. The coin toss just happened. You saw the team captains out there. These leaders going out onto the field voted on by the team, and just very, very important to let the leaders go out there and make the decision on the coin toss. Even something like that, as you think it's just pure randomness, even the symbolism, just having your leaders go out there is very, very important. And as we'll see here, it looks like Western Boone will get the ball first. North Montgomery, the Chargers, will kick off. And with this, once they're ready to go, we will get underway here in this important and crucial Sagamore Conference matchup. And we are underway. It is an onside kick to start the game. Some trickery here to start things off, and Northmont thinks they have it. And they do. Wow, what a shocking play to start the game. North Montgomery coming out with a shocking play here rather than just kicking it off. They decide to go on sides, and they end up getting the ball back. A gutsy decision by Coach Thompson here, and just shocking here to see that. Nobody really expects to see an onside kick this early in the game. That's really only reserved for if a team is down. So Northmont will get the ball to start the second half, and they have it to start the first half. So we'll see what they can do on offense. Very shocking. So we'll begin here at the 48-yard line of Western Boone. Pass is complete. That will be a short gain of about 2 yards there. That is number 8. That is Drew Norman for the Chargers. Getting the pass from number 6, Ross Dyson. Dyson has had a lot of action on passing so far this year, but mainly on the ground. He's actually the team's leading rusher going into this game, but he gets a 2-yard completion there to start it off. So Dyson in shotgun, ready to take the snap. Hands it off to, I didn't quite get a look at who that was in the crowd there, but a great rush there. That is number 10, that is Austin Solk, and he will pick up a few more. A crucial third down here. Andrew, a really gutsy decision to start this game off with an onside kick, get the ball to your offense, and Coach Thompson wanting that win very, very badly for his Chargers.
Yeah, I think this game, like I said before, it's very important to Coach Thompson for this match, apparently. Let's watch this next play.
Dyson under center, third down play. Crowd begins to make some noise. He pitches it out to Sulk, and he is stuffed for a loss of about 2 or 3 yards there. The Stars defense seeing the trickery on special teams, and they are not fazed by it. Stars going to potentially get the ball back if Coach Thompson decides to punt it away, and it looks like that will be the case. So trickery by the Chargers early on with that onside kick attempt, and it worked, but they don't get anything out of it, and they're just going to have to punt the ball away. So big play there by the Stars defense, which had so many struggles last week against Tri-West, and they get the stop here. Almost blocked the punt, but he manages to get it off clean, and it'll bounce inside the 10-yard line. A very, very good punt, and that'll roll all the way down to about the 7 or 6 yard line. And the Western Boone offense will go out for the first time. Andrew, we saw last week Tri-West really kind of had Western Boone's defense's number last week. Western Boone's defense struggling all game long. Coming out early, though, after some trickery there that nobody really saw coming, being able to make the stop and get the ball back for their offense.
So now it's the offense's turn, and I think Pelly really wants them going hard on this. They need to get a touchdown early on, especially after that unforeseen play at the very beginning of this game.
Yeah, and it looks as though there was some movement up front. Very important for a tone setter if the Stars can get points on the board, and Stars offense looking happy, and it looks like it will be an offsides play by the Chargers. These penalties early on, Andrew, they begin to build up. Even if it's just 5 yards on a first down play so early on, this could be the difference between a touchdown and not a touchdown later on.
Yes, I think for the Stars, to them, every yard counts, and I'm sure that's the same case for the Northmont.
Durbin under center, looking at the line. No back behind him yet. Ball is set. Durbin and the Stars will get it. And Durbin is going to pass it back to Taylor, Ryan Taylor. He's going to stay on his feet and pick up a couple extra yards. Taylor is really good with these short passes, just being able to catch and run and be able to get down the field. We've seen him do it before. We saw him do it a lot in the game against Sheridan in week 1. And seen him not necessarily slip in terms of usage, but he hasn't been the feature player on this offense like he was in that first game. And Coach Pele perhaps trying to get him some more action now. So, Durbin back under center. Going to bring up first down, and he hands it off to, that is number 2, Weekly. Weekly has been so important to the Stars here. Andrew, you got the stats here. How many yards Weekly has?
Weekly has 640 yards right now of rushing with an average of 7.3, it looks like.
Yes, 7.3 yards per carry. That is absolutely crazy to see. He's been so important to the offense. And really, he's just kind of the guy who can lead this team just as well as anybody else can. Durbin going to hand it off, and he's actually going to keep it, pick up a couple of extra yards there. And quick little fake. We see that a lot with Durbin. Durbin keeps the ball a lot on these plays. He's got a lot of rushing yards as well. I believe he actually has 9 rushing touchdowns, 283 yards. His most memorable rush of the year was that first play against Western, which was the last home game for the Stars. The first play against Western where he ran for a 42-yard touchdown. And he's done a really good job both through the air and on the ground this season. But here we got a crucial third down, a 3rd and 5. Can the Chargers defense hold? Durbin's going to throw. It's going to be complete to number 12. That is Drew Gott, the junior, getting some more action this year. And that will be enough for a Western Boone first down. So Durbin with the quick throw. A lot of these passes that Durbin has had this year, not a lot of deep shots, but a lot of really nice, accurate balls that are getting, these 5 or 6 yard gains, and these receivers and the running backs able to make a lot make up a lot of plays to get these first downs. Very, very important. And Durbin back under center again. He's going to hand the ball off, and Weekly is going to stumble and pick up what looks to be around 5 or 6 yards. Andrew, we see that a lot with the Stars. A lot of these rushes up the middle and just picking up a few yards on these first downs, and just not necessarily even looking for the first downs every time, just looking to pick up a few.
Yeah, just with the penalties, how they add up to the Stars, it seems like every yard really counts. And if they can go for a lot of small ones, as long as they get back to that first down, they're good with it.
And with that, we see a huge play there for the first down. A throw to number 20, that is Ethan Bales. He has been crucial to the Stars offense as well. And he's going to pick up the first down. We saw him almost drop the ball there, but he manages to scoop it back in and pick up the first down. Bales has been very, very important, both through the air and on the ground, a dynamic player, and he picks up the first down. So here at midfield, Stars rushing game looks pretty good so far, Andrew.
Yes, it looks pretty good for them. A lot of small plays, but also that last pretty good one.
Durbin's going to keep it. He's going to throw it, and overthrew Bales again. Try to get another connection there, but just a little bit too high. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. Durbin trying to take a shot there. Coach Pele knowing that if there was enough separation there, it could have potentially been a touchdown. Bales did have to backpedal to get it, so there's a chance that the Chargers might have taken him down, but missed opportunity, but still plenty of chances for the Stars as they break huddle. Durbin in shotgun with a back to his right. That is Weekly to his right. And he is going to keep it, and the Chargers defense read that perfectly. And they get the sack on Durbin to bring it to a 3rd and 13, it looks like, for the Stars. Andrew, what Do you think that this is going to be another one of these throws that we've seen earlier? Some more throws than you would normally see from the Stars, or do you think that they'll just keep it on the ground and see if that works?
Well, I think Durbin's going to be looking for a pretty large pass here because if they are 3rd and 13, they got to make up a lot of ground here.
Durbin will get it. He will pass it. It is caught by Bales, and he is stuffed. After a good gain, he goes down to the Northmont 45-yard line. And early on this game, we already got a big decision. What will Coach Pelly do here? We've seen him a lot. Get the offense on the field is a 4th and 3 officially. And we've seen him get the offense on the field a lot, but a lot of the times it is Durbin just calling these audibles, trying to draw the defense off sides, because if the defense jumps off sides in a case of less than 5 yards, it will be a first down for the Stars. So that could potentially happen. We also see he has not been afraid to go for it in these situations. Durbin under center, and they do go for it. He's got protection. He throws it to Weekly, and Weekly is going to be brought down very close, though it looks like he was stopped short. And indeed, he was short, and that will be a big stop for Northmont, and they will get the ball back. First down at their own 44-yard line. Weekly nearly broke off the big play, but he just couldn't get out of there. And Andrew, big play by Northmont's defense. As we said, they got to make these plays to stop the Stars' offense, and on that first drive, they looked pretty good.
Yeah, I think the Northmont offense is probably going to come back pretty hot, like they did with that very first play of the game, because both of the teams' defenses are doing great tonight.
Under center, we got Dyson. He will hand it off. And the Stars read it. He will be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage there. The carry, I believe that was number 4. That was Gage Galloway. He's been an important player for the Northmont offense as well. He is number 3 in terms of rushes this year. He's also got, looks like 1 reception, mostly just in the running game here. And they keep it on the ground on the first down, and now it's going to be a 2nd and 9 officially, so a 1-yard pickup there. Dyson in shotgun. He's going to keep it, and he's going to run up the middle, and he's going to be stuffed again. Again, he might pick up a yard, but the Stars' defense in front is doing a great job so far of reading out these runs. And now a 3rd and long. The Stars' defense here, Andrew, it looks like they're trying to get Dyson to have to throw this ball. Haven't seen a lot of passes from him so far. And shutting down the running game, they want Dyson to have to try and win this game off of his arm, and so far it's working pretty well.
Yeah, it seems like they're doing a pretty good job of that. They don't want him rushing like Rowan Durbin likes to do.
Yeah, Rowan Durbin very, very good at these rushes, picking up a few yards. Dyson not so successful so far, but still early. He's got the ball. He's going to throw it down the field, and it's going to be caught. A great catch there. That was number 8. That was Drew Norman there with a great reception down into Western Boone territory. That is a big pickup and a first down for the Chargers into Western Boone territory, officially at the 34-yard line. And Andrew, they wanted Dyson to have to try and win this game off his arm, and that play right there, well, it was pretty good. His arm's pretty good so far.
Yeah, he was able to squeeze that one right out. The Stars may have underestimated him just a tad bit, but we'll see as this game goes on.
Dyson in shotgun again, man in motion. It will be a toss, and that will not do anything. That was number 23. That was Lucas Lighty, who got the ball in motion. A little bit of trickery there, as he could have tossed it to his left as well or kept it. Instead, it goes to Lighty, and he will lose, it looks to be about 5 or 6 yards on that play. So a big play by the Stars defensive front, trying to make up for the big play on the last series there. And now we got a 2nd and 16. Dyson in shotgun again. He's got 2 receivers to his left, guy in the slot, one to his right. He's going to keep it, and they got to him. A flag is down, though. That was number 3 for the Stars. That is Cannon Bruins. He has been a big presence on this defense. There is a flag down. It was thrown as the tackle was being made, so we'll see what the call is. and that is a face mask against the Stars. So that is going to undo the play as we look at the replay here. It was a great tackle, but the face mask will undo that play and give the Chargers better field position. Refs talking a little bit. They're going to go ahead and pick up their flags now. It's still a penalty, and that'll be a big loss for the Stars there, as they had an opportunity to take him down there. Andrew, these penalties, especially a face mask like that, which is a lot of yards, these could add up.
Yes, and I think by the end of this game tonight, I think it's going to be very close, but these penalties are really going to come in clutch for the winner of this game.
Yeah, penalties could make all the difference here. Dyson will have the ball at 2nd and 6, a 10-yard pickup after the penalty there. And Dyson will keep it, but he is stuffed once again there. The Stars defensive front making the plays here to try and limit the Northmont offense. And they will have it 3rd, and it looks to be 6 as well. Got maybe back to the line of scrimmage. And the Stars defensive front eating away at this run game, Andrew. And this passing game is going to be all the more important as we have Dyson back under center for the crucial 3rd and 6 play.
Yeah, it's going to be very important. They don't want to take this to a 4th down because that's going to be very risky for them.
Dyson going to throw it, and it's going to be overthrown, incomplete. Looking for number 23, that is Lucas Lighty. And after the running play earlier, Lighty has another play where he had an opportunity, but Dyson couldn't get him the ball, and that right there is what Western Boone likes to see. They want to make Dyson have to make these pressured throws, the front getting in his face, and just overthrew the receiver there. That'll bring up a 4th down. And Chargers offense still out on the field. Is a 4th and 7 play, and they look like they're going to go for it here. An interesting call to start this game out. Northmont wanting to get some momentum. Dyson's going to roll away, and he is going to be sacked. That is a big play by Western Boone. That was number 50. That was Zane Sturgis there for the Stars getting the sack. He had a lot of pressure in his face, Andrew, as we look at this replay. Had multiple guys on him. Cannon Bruins was there as well. And Sturgis is the one who finishes it off and gets the sack for the Stars. A big play there.
Yeah, the defense teams tonight, they are really pushing the opposition. I think that's where they're going to focus on a lot this game.
Coach Pelly's defense, not normally known for giving up a lot of points last week, an exception. Tri-West was able to score 41 points. They do have a very, very good offense, no doubt. But Coach Pelly, I'm sure, looking at the film from that game and thinking we could do better than this. And so far, they've done a great job on defense as is a handoff to Weekly. What a powerful run there. He's going to get near the 1st down marker. Weekly is going to move the chains. That was a big run there. And we see Weekly do that a lot, Andrew. Just able to rush up the middle and just carry guys with him. It doesn't matter. You could have 3, 4, even 5 on him, and he will just not go down.
Yeah, sometimes you just look at Weekly, and he's almost unstoppable.
Weekly just absolutely cannot be taken down sometimes. When he's determined, there's nothing really like it on the football field. As we have a 1st and 10 from the Stars' own 49-yard line. Durbin in shotgun. He's going to keep it himself and try and run up the middle, and that play was blown up immediately by the Chargers' defensive front. Looks like he picked up a yard there. That'll be a 2nd and 9, and you see, Andrew, Durbin likes to keep it. So far early on, though, we've seen both the Stars' defensive front be pretty good, as well as the Chargers, though. They've been able to make some of these stops on these runs.
Yeah, a lot of small runs up the middle, not just Weekly, but also Durbin, like you said.
Yeah, and Durbin's very good on the ground, but when they're stuffing him like that, it becomes a lot more difficult as we have a 2nd and officially 10, a very slight gain there. Durbin will pitch it back out to number 4, Taylor, and he will find a lane. He is still on his feet. And we did hear a whistle there. Might have blown the play dead early. The crowd here not happy with that. Looks like they blew it dead, maybe thinking he might have gone out of bounds. but he actually looked like he might have stayed in bounds and tried to jump forward, but they blew it a little early there. It will be a decent pickup for the Stars to make it a third and manageable here. Andrew, these runs up the middle, again, not necessarily setting up for a first down, but just wanting to get ready for these later downs to get the team ready to try and convert.
Yeah, that's just a pattern here tonight. I've said many times, every yard counts to them.
Every yard is critical, and the fans there, even though it only would have been a few more yards, just not necessarily happy with that call. We did have a player down there that is number 55 for the Chargers. That is Dylan Braun. He was down on the sideline of Western Boone, and it looks like he is walking back to the sideline, and an injury timeout there. And we'll see what the Stars offense can do. A lot of runs, but we've seen these situations. We've seen Coach Pally put his confidence in Rowan Durbin to make the play through the air. And that's a big reason why the Stars have been able to start out 3-1, be able to get those 3 wins. And just very, very important for Durbin to try and make a play here. But you never know with Coach Pally. He can pull out anything here. So he's under center. Officially a 3rd and 4 yards to gain from the Chargers' 45-yard line, a little bit short of that. Durbin under center. Bales in motion. He hands it off to... No, he did not hand it off. It was a fake, and he got blown up on that play. Durbin tried to keep it and perhaps try and pitch it out to Bales, but he got taken down immediately by the Chargers front, and that will be a loss on the play, and the Stars punting unit is out. A big play by the Chargers defense again as we near the end of this first quarter. Just 2 seconds left, and it looks like the Stars will not kick it off here. So zeros on the clock. That brings us to an end of the first quarter. 0-0, a defensive struggle so far. We'll be right back after this with WBTV Sports after this quick break.
Whitaker Glass and Mirror, located across from the Lebanon Municipal Building, has been serving the Boone County area for nearly 15 years. Whitaker takes care of windows, specialty glass, mirrors, windshields, and more. Contact Troy and Janie at 765-482-1500 or online at www.whitglass.com.
For all your lawn care needs, contact Frosty Green Landscaping. John Foster and his crew have over 20 years of experience. For all your mowing, mulching, plant installation, and leaf removal, contact Frosty Green Landscaping at 765-336-3367.
Welcome back to WBTV Sports. We have the Western Boone Stars hosting the North Montgomery Chargers. Western Boone just punted the ball away, and North Montgomery will get the ball at the Stars' 22-23 yard line, it looks like. North Montgomery and Western Boone have both shown up on defense here, Andrew, and being able to get these stops, we talked about it. The last time North Montgomery managed to beat Western Boone was an 8-0 defensive battle. And whenever Western Boone scores a lot of points, they tend to win. So big here for North Montgomery to even have this game tied at 0 going into the second quarter as they try to pick it up on offense. Meanwhile, we have Dyson here under center. He's had some nice throws down the field. He will take the ball. He will hand it off. And up the middle, that will be maybe a gain of 1 or 2 yards. Looks like he just got back to the line of scrimmage there. That was number 10. That was Austin Solk. We've seen him get the ball the most so far out of all the running backs for the Chargers. The Stars here, Coach Pelly telling the guys on defense, nice job so far. The guys on offense, though, got to pick it up. And same with Josh Thompson, the coach for the Chargers wanting to get the offense going early on in this game. Still early, though, and Dyson going to get the ball. He's going to run and then get it to Solk, who is going to be met immediately by the Stars defense there. Had nowhere to go, tried to evade, but there was nothing he could have done. The Stars defense putting up their arms in a celebration there. And
yeah, Blake, tonight is very much a defensive struggle. We're waiting to see which offense is going to come out on top. Each possession by one of the teams has met a very strong defense.
Yes, and we know both these teams have had very, very good defenses so far. Like you said, though, it's going to take whichever one of these teams' offense can get into this game first, and that would set a big tone here as we have a 3rd and 11 here. Dyson going to keep the ball. He's going to throw it. He's got an open man, but he's going to be tackled out of bounds here. That was number 3. That was Mikhail Willis getting the ball there, but not enough for a first down. The Chargers looking like they're about to punt, and they will. So deep in enemy territory, not worth going for in the eyes of Coach Thompson and Coach Pelly and his defense, getting another big stop here. So the special teams comes out onto the field. Stars hoping for some momentum on this drive. Been very good at stopping the Chargers. Another near block, and the punt will be caught, and a great return, but there is a flag down where the kicker was. It looked as though one of the Stars ran into him trying to block the punt, and that might be either a running into the punter or roughing the punter call, which would extend the drive for North Montgomery, and it looks like they're talking, and that's what it likely will be. We saw this last week with the Stars trying to get they were punting, actually, and Tri-West tried to get a block to get even more momentum. They were up 14-0 at that point. Ran into kicker Josiah Smith of the Stars and got a big first down for the Stars, and that kind of got their offense going. So we can see that could be happening here, Andrew, with these penalties. Even something like that could get the offense going here.
Yeah, I think it's very important to Coach Pelly right now to rear up his offense for a big push. He really wants to get some points on that scoreboard, and Northmont knows that.
That is Dyson in shotgun. He's going to take the ball. He's going to set up for a throw, and too much heat on that one, incomplete. That was to number 3. That was Mikhail Willis there on the attempted receiving end. He was in tight coverage in the Stars secondary and not able to come down with the ball. Maybe just a little bit too quick of a throw there by Dyson. And North Montgomery looking to get into Stars territory for the first time since that onside kick to begin the game. And Stars so far, though, have done an excellent job at stopping the Chargers offense. Can they do it again? We will get, looks like, a timeout there. And that'll be a timeout by I believe North Montgomery, actually. That was a North Montgomery timeout. Apologies, that graphic said Western Boone. So while they take a timeout, we will take a very, very quick break. We'll be right back after this with WBTV Sports.
Do you need family pictures or senior graduation photos taken? Then contact Ashley Spray, your local photographer. Mention this ad and you could get a 10% discount on your first photo shoot. You can find her on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Whether you are a first-time home buyer or a long-time
Welcome back. After that timeout by North Montgomery, a run to the right there, and the Stars able to read it out very well. That is a 3rd down and about 8 here for the North Montgomery Chargers. So far, tied at 0-0 with the Western Boone Stars. They've lost several games in a row to the Stars, but looking to get the series back in their favor here. And a lot of it is going to depend on how their quarterback, Ross Dyson, does here. And this 3rd and 8. Low snap, he picks it up. A lot of pressure, he gets it off. And it's caught, but short of the line is Austin Solk. He's been getting a lot of rushes. He got some receiving there, but it's not going to be enough, and that'll be another 4th down for the Chargers with another decision to make. And it looks as though the special teams is going to go back onto the field. A lot of kicks here, a lot of kickoffs by both these teams, and Western Boone certainly not happy that their offense hasn't been going, but same with the Chargers after that running into the kicker penalty got them another 1st down here. They weren't able to capitalize on it, and that will be now Western Boone ball, assuming that they don't fake it. You never know. They had the onside kick earlier, so Stars crowd here wanting a flag. They saw some movement, but no flag is thrown, and he will get it away. And a very good punt here is fielded at the 5-yard line by Thomas Lafoon, who will get the ball to the Western Boone 14-yard line. And here comes the offense once again for the Stars. Rowan Durbin, Trevor Weekly, and the gang all back onto the field. And the defensive front for North Montgomery has been powerful and dominating so far, Andrew. What do you think the Stars got to do in order to get this drive going and try and swing momentum into their favor?
I think for this possession, I think Durbin needs to come out with a big pass and then a rush down into the Chargers' territory.
Definitely would be a big statement if the Stars get a big play here. Durbin under center at the 14-yard line. He's going to hand it off to Weekly, who gets a lane, and he's going to pick up a 1st down. Credit to the offensive line there for getting the blocks necessary, and Weekly found the hole there. We'll show you the replay, a big play. Weekly got it, and there was a slip up by the Chargers defensive line. And a big run by Weekly. We've seen him have so many of those. Nearly broke away if it wasn't for a last-second tackle there. Could have potentially gone all the way. But now there was some movement up front by the Chargers. Western Boone happy, and it does look like it will be an offsides penalty on the Chargers. So some mistakes early on here, Andrew, by the Chargers defense, and Western Boone able to capitalize early on.
Yeah, it's looking like the focus is not only on those small yards anymore, it's also on those big plays. We're going to see what Durbin's going to do here.
Durbin under center. Man in motion is Taylor. He's going to hand it off to Weekly, and that time he will pick up a couple. It will be a 2nd and officially looks like about 2nd and 2 there for the Stars, especially with that penalty by the Chargers. Even more important with the short game by Weekly that the Stars are now going to have it just 2nd and 2. They could hand it off realistically to Weekly again, have the same play, and pick up a 1st down here. But we'll see. You never know with this offense. Durbin under center. He's going to hand the ball off, and he's going to be taken down. That was Weekly again. Picked up a yard, and that's going to be a big 3rd and 1. A good stop by the Chargers there. 2 runs in a row by Weekly, shut down after he had the big one. And looking at this defensive front, Andrew, they've been dominant and fierce when it comes to Weekly, but the Stars have a crucial 3rd and 1, and we'll see what Coach Pelly decides to do here. Under center is Durbin, and he's going to rush it up the middle with the QB sneak, and it looks as though that will be enough for the Stars' 1st down. A big play there, and Western Boone is going to get the ball at their own 39-yard line now. Now we got something going on offense in this game, Andrew, and that was a big play by Durbin, even though it was a couple of yards. Getting that 1st down to extend the drive is crucial.
Yeah, it's looking like the offense for Webo is starting to push a little bit. Northmont's defense is going to hang in there strong now.
Hands the ball off again. That time he stuffed after maybe a gain of 1 Weekly. Got taken down. See, Coach Thompson here telling his defensive guys there's one big target on the field, and that is Trevor Weekly, able to break these plays. And being able to stop him is critical. We saw that one play at the beginning. The player's not down, though. Being able to make a stop there as Durbin is back under center for a 2nd and 8 play. He's going to pitch it back to Taylor. Taylor's got a lane. Taylor's still going. A big play for Western Boone. He's going to get all the way down into enemy territory to the Chargers' 47-yard line officially. That was a huge play by Taylor there. And we've seen Taylor get on the outside, run down the sideline so many times, Andrew. Taylor is so elusive when he gets the ball in his hands on these short passes.
Yeah, big play right there. Taylor's doing a great job of that. Him and Weekly are really rushing these yards.
Little under 6 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter of action here. And that is going to be a rush up the middle once again. And taken down after a gain of about 4 or 5 yards there, it looked like. And now we've got 2nd and 6 to go here for the Stars offense. A good thing about the Stars offense, they normally don't take too long in these huddles. They like to go quick on offense. We've seen that so many times this year. Durbin under center now, the leader of this offense, hands it off. And that will be a short gain there. That was Cannon Bruins there getting the handoff. Bruins hasn't had a ton of action in terms of rushing. Only 4 carries for 13 yards, but he's getting involved in this game. Mostly, we've seen him a lot on the defense. We saw him make that big sack earlier in the game. And now running out into the field, we got Trevor Weekly, who was out for that play. He's back onto the field. And now with a 3rd and 3, you got to believe with Trevor Weekly out there, he might have a chance of being involved in this play, as we've seen so many times this year. Durbin under center. He's going to hand it off. Weekly has a lane, and he's going to get down for another Western Boone 1st down, all the way to the North Montgomery 30-yard line. That right there was a big play, 31 officially. And this crowd is now beginning to get back into this game, the Western Boone home crowd. I talked with Rowan Durbin a little bit about how impactful the fans would be, and he says there's no feeling like you having all those fans here. Makes a big difference in these games. We saw it last week. Tri-West's crowd was huge, and now Western Boone's got a big crowd as well. A pitch out to Bales. He's going to find a lane. He's got room, and he's going to get near another 1st down here. Had the Chargers not closed in, that might have been a touchdown. But Bales with a big run as we look at this replay here, Andrew. One of these pitch-out plays, we see it all the time, and Bales is one of the best at them.
Yeah, that's a big play by Bales, finding a way around the North Montgomery defense.
2nd and 1, it looks like. Durbin back under center again. Back behind him, that is Weekly, and some movement. And no flag there. Ref saying that the Chargers D-line did not get into the neutral zone. Durbin keeping it there, and he got nothing on that play. Maybe a yard or 2. He had no lineman in front of him blocking. They kind of went to the side. But it will be a 1st down, though. It will be, that's really all they needed. Picking up, sometimes it looks like nothing, but in reality it's actually a yard or 2, and that'll be just enough for a Western Boone 1st down. And they've got a real shot at putting up the first points in this game. Nearing the end of the 2nd quarter here. Durbin back under center. He's going to hand it off to Weekly. Weekly breaking through, breaking tackles all the way down to the 5-yard line of North Montgomery. Deep into the red zone now. We've got a 1st and goal situation. We'll show you the replay here. Weekly going to get another one of these handoffs up the middle, and he's just going to break through. And if it weren't for that tackle there by Dyson, the quarterback now on defense for the Chargers. If it weren't for him making the big play there, that could have been a touchdown for Western Boone, but they will be at the 6-yard line, 1st and goal, as Durbin is back under center again. Durbin going to rush it up the middle, and that will pick up a yard or 2. An interesting play call there. Normally in situations where Pelly's just wanting to get a couple of yards, he likes to hand it off to Weekly, but Durbin, we have seen, Andrew, get these quarterback carries and be able to make up a couple of yards. Even though it was only about 1 yard there, that 1 yard could be huge later on.
Yeah, this truly is the time of the game where every single yard counts, sitting at the 5-yard line in North Montgomery territory.
Durbin under center, man in motion, he hands it off to Weekly, and he's going to break through for a Western Boone touchdown. The first score of the game, and it goes to Weekly for a 5-yard rush. That is a huge play for the Western Boone offense, a great drive by them, and they're going to take the lead here 6-0 late in the second quarter, 2.5 minutes to go here, and that was huge by Western Boone. We see some fireworks here, and the home crowd juiced up as Weekly broke through tackles, the offensive line got the blocks, and it's a big play. As the extra point, we got Josiah Smith kicking it, and the kick is good to make it a 7-0 ball game for Western Boone over North Montgomery here. We'll show you the replay here. Durbin just going to hand it off to Weekly, and he's once again going to find a way to muscle his way in, and credit to the offensive line for some trickery there, keeping North Montgomery just getting that hole wide open for Weekly to just mosey his way into the end zone for a huge touchdown, Andrew. A big momentum swing, and it's going to take North Montgomery's offense now having to put up, hopefully for them, something if they want to catch back up before the halftime.
Yeah, Weibo's defense is going to have to play big time here. North Montgomery is going to come out firing left and right.
That was indeed a huge play there. Western Boone finally getting the offense going here. We've seen the offense be so explosive. The least amount of points they've scored all year is 34, which they scored last week against Tri-West. They also had that 49-0 game against Crawfordsville a couple of weeks ago. And they've been able to put up so many points. It's a little shocking to see that North Montgomery's defense has done such a really great job at slowing them down. Really excellent so far, but now they finally get on the board, and we'll see if they can continue the offensive dominance that they've had in these other games. But North Montgomery first going to get a chance to respond on offense. They've had their own offensive struggles, and getting the ball back with 2.5 minutes left is going to be really important for Coach Thompson of the Chargers to use these timeouts and these play calls correctly if he wants his team to tie this game back up before halftime. Josiah Smith will kick it off. He's going to kick it into the end zone. That will be a touchback. The Chargers will get the ball at the 20-yard line here. And a huge, huge drive here for both teams. If Western Boone can get the defensive stop, they actually have a chance for their offense to get even more points. See Josiah Smith, he's been a great kicker for Western Boone. Was not in the games early on. We had Philip Talbot doing some of these kickoffs before, but now that Josiah Smith is back fully healthy, he's been able to get these kickoffs and these extra point kicks down like he always has before. And he's a very talented player for the Stars. Even a kicker can make the whole momentum of the game different, and he's definitely a good one. Dyson in shotgun. Will take the snap. He's going to hand it off here, and that's a good run there. That is number 4. That is Gage Galloway. There is a flag down, though, so we'll see what that is, but a good run there by Galloway to pick up a few yards. Refs talking it over. We'll see what this is about. But, Andrew, these runs to pick up a few yards, obviously the coaches like them because it gets the offense going early on in the drives. But with time on the mind, running it every play could be a little bit dangerous.
Yeah, the offense for North Montgomery is going to have to take some big steps here, and the Western Boone Stars are well aware of that. Their defense is going to have to be very strong to not let any breakthroughs like that happen.
And there was a penalty on Western Boone. I believe it was an unsportsmanlike penalty on Western Boone, which will give the Chargers a first down. A mistake there by Western Boone. And the Chargers will get the ball just before their own 40. Dyson going to throw, and a great catch right there. That is number 85 for the Chargers. That is William Ramsey, the wideout, making the play there, having to go up and grab it. And the Western Boone secondary never really had a chance. We have this replay brought to you by Lucid Insurance. And really right there, Ramsey just able to break through and jump up for that big catch there. Dyson got the ball back. He's going to throw it deep, and it's going to be caught, and he could be going all the way. It looks as though the referees are going to say that he stepped out of bounds. Still, despite that, an incredible catch there. That was number 3 for the Chargers, Mikael Willis. He got a big play. It looked like he could have gone all the way. He was wide open, stepped out of bounds, but still a huge play for the Chargers. Dyson with a nice throw there, laying it up, giving his guy a chance. And that right there, Andrew, is the big play you mentioned that they really needed to get.
Yeah, and just as you mentioned, Blake, they're really taking that time into consideration.
Minute 53 left in the game. Dyson under center at the 25-yard line, and he is going to be sacked back at the 30-yard line. The Stars got there immediately. Looking at that, there are a lot of guys. Perrin Emberton for the Stars, number 68, got there and managed to take him down. That'll be a big play for the Stars defense here. You know, the Chargers got that big passing play down the field, but if they can't get any closer than that, it could end up just being a dead point for the Chargers, but still plenty of time left on the clock and still plenty of opportunities here. While the ball is at the 30-yard line, it is a 2nd and 15 here. And, you know, looking at that, Western Boone talking it over, the Stars really just gave Dyson no shot. He tried to do his best to escape, but when you got a defensive front just being so dominant against the offensive line, there's really nothing you can do there. And give huge credit to the Stars defense for being able to make that play there. Losing 5 yards after a big pickup, that could take the wind out of a team. We're gonna see how Dyson in the game can respond after that play. And now back getting the offense set. Dyson here standing at his own 35. The ball officially at the Stars 30. North Montgomery looking to take advantage of that big play down the field, and Dyson is going to take the snap. He's going to go back, and he broke through. He's got some running room, and he's going to pick up a huge first down for North Montgomery. He's all the way down to about the 20-yard line. We got the replay here, and you can see the Stars got pressure on him, but a really amazing play here by Dyson to just break through and get it all the way down to the 12 or 13-yard line. A really, really nice play there. Dyson in shotgun, 1st and 10. He's going to pick up the snap. He's going to throw it to the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete. That was intended for Mikael Willis. Almost had to knock it down himself, make sure that one didn't get picked. And taking the shot early, Andrew, instead of running the ball, they're going to go ahead and go for the fade into the end zone, and the Stars able to read that out.
Yeah, they're looking for a big play right now because the Stars defense knows that they are in very dangerous territory right now.
2nd and 10 here. Going to be interesting to see what Coach Thompson calls for these plays. Dyson shotgun. He's going to take the ball again. He's going to throw it, and he's got a wide open man there, and he's going to mosey into the end zone for the North Montgomery touchdown. That is number 8, Drew Norman, and that right there is what North Montgomery really needed to get momentum on the offense in this game, Andrew. That was a huge play there. Norman got wide open, and he managed to push his way into the end zone.
This is a very intense game so far. The defense has been strong for both teams, but just recently the offense is really picking it up.
Defense bending just a little bit, but they still have had plenty of great stops, but the offense beginning to get going here, and that is huge because the Stars will get the ball back, but only with a minute left, so we'll see what Coach Pelly decides to do here. We have the offense is still out on the field for North Montgomery. It looks like they could be going for 2, but North Montgomery is going to take a timeout before this, and you might as well at this point, with so little time left in the second half, or the first half rather, in the second quarter, and since you're going to get your timeouts refilled anyway, coming out of halftime, this is a big play here because it looks like they're not going to be kicking here and going for a 2-point conversion. This will decide who has the lead, at least for now, with 1:09 left. Could potentially be the leader at halftime. If Western Boone can stop him, Western Boone can hold the lead. But North Montgomery with another big play here. And we saw it in the game against Western. Western Boone and Western were both going for a lot of 2-point tries. And they were converting a lot of the time. Didn't have a kicker. Western Boone did not have a kicker for that game. So they had to go for 2 a lot. And even something as small as 1 point can ultimately make the difference in this game, especially with the game as close as it is. Chargers offense back onto the field. Dyson back in shotgun. He's got Soak to his right as the Chargers go for 2 here. A huge play. He's going to keep it himself, and he's going to run in for the 2-point conversion. That was a huge play there by Dyson. He faked the handoff and managed to get into the end zone here. That was a big, big play, and now the Chargers will have an 8-7 lead going into the final minute of the first half of this game. We got the replay here. As you can see, Dyson doing a really, really nice job. This is the touchdown earlier. He got it off to number 8, Drew Norman there. Managed to break his way into the end zone there. And then Dyson with the fake handoff and being able to run it up the middle himself. The C's part of the offensive line did a really great job on that play for North Montgomery. And Andrew, looking at that, 8-7, you know, even that one additional point by North Montgomery, that could be all the difference. We've seen it a lot with Western Boone winning and losing games by such close margins, including that 3rd straight state championship back in 2020.
Yeah, and just looking at past scores, this is a big win for North Montgomery so far. As 2021, Webo won that game 55-6. So far, North Montgomery has already got 2 more points on the board than them.
A 1-point advantage here with the kickoff about to be underway. Coach Pelly certainly happy with his defense up to that point, bending a little bit on that drive as North Montgomery kicks it off. The offense hoping to be able to get some points on the board, but first, special teams. And the ball is still alive. This play is still alive here. And that is Ryan Taylor. He's going to take it all the way for a Western Boone touchdown. Unbelievable.
Great
that
play by Taylor.
That play looked dead on arrival, but somehow he managed to escape, and he found the open lane, and that right there is the special teams play the Stars have been looking for. That is their first kick return touchdown of the season, and that was absolutely crucial there. I have no idea how Taylor even got that. Did you see it?
To be honest, I lost the ball very early in that play.
Yeah, because I saw the pile up, and then I just look, and Taylor's just sprinting down the sideline. I had no idea he got away. Smith with the extra point. It is good. That gives the Stars a miraculous 14-8 advantage. With 53 seconds left, we were talking 1 minute might not be enough time for the Stars. It turns out all they needed was about 16 seconds there. Taylor just spun away, as you can see in this replay, and he's off to the races. Nobody's going to catch him. The closest man was William Ramsey, but he had no shot at catching the speed of Ryan Taylor. He is so deadly for the Stars on all phases of play, and just a huge, huge play there to get the Stars back on top in a flash.
With 53 seconds left, Blake, if that's how they're playing in this second quarter, there might be more points on the board before this is over.
There could very well be. You never know. That was an amazing play right there. We got Josiah Smith ready to kick off. And also a good job. You got to give credit to Smith for being able to run up there and make that extra point in quick time. After that big play, the excitement sometimes can get to a kicker's head, but Josiah Smith has ice in his veins. He's been able to make pretty much any kick that he really needs to. And ready for the kickoff. And like you said, with 53 seconds left, nobody would have expected a kick return touchdown by Western Boone. You never know what North Montgomery could do here. Now, moments after taking the lead, a big win for them. They go back down 14-8. Josiah Smith will kick it off, and the ball will go into the end zone for the touchback to put the ball at the 20-yard line of North Montgomery. With 53 seconds left, the Stars got to believe there's going to be some passing here. Just too little time, Andrew, for a lot of these up-the-middle runs, unless Coach Thompson decides to let the players just do some runs and run down the clock, potentially.
Now, if the players on the North Montgomery offense can break through the Stars' defense, we might see another very big run. But the defense for the Stars is going to be on high alert here.
Western Boone defense, we've seen them under pressure be able to make plays so much last week, a slight exception. But North Montgomery's offense, after having that one really good drive, goes back on moments later, sooner than they ever would have imagined. They will just run it, and I don't want to speculate here, but it does look to me like the Chargers will just be trying to run this clock down. Although Western Boone will take a timeout. And so for the Chargers, they're going to want to be in here, wanting to make sure they get this first down, because if Western Boone can stop the clock, they have 3 timeouts. They can stop the clock several times. And if North Montgomery has to punt it again, Western Boone can get this ball back with not a lot of time left, but still time. And we saw they can make do with even just 13 seconds there on that kick return play.
Yeah, it seems they don't really need time to score a lot of points on that board.
And looking at this still, even though they're down, North Montgomery might consider this a slight win, being able to hold this offense that has been so powerful in these games, the Western Boone offense, being able to hold them to just 7 points that they scored, but the special teams managed to get the other 7. And holding the Stars offense to 7 points is going to be critical for Coach Thompson to point out in the locker room, saying, hey, you guys did a great job. Let's go out there and continue it. And Dyson back in shotgun again. 42 seconds left, 2nd and 9. He's going to pitch it, and he's going to throw it, and it's incomplete. That was an interesting play there. That was pitch out and then a throw down the field. I believe that was number 8, if I'm correct. I believe that was Drew Norman. He pitched the ball back out, and a little trick play there. And if that had worked out, that could have swung momentum again. But North Montgomery taking a chance on a trick play, and it didn't work out. Remember, he threw the ball backwards there, so he's able to throw it. The running back is able to throw it again.
Yeah, North Montgomery's offense is not going to take it slow here. They're going for big plays right now.
3rd and 9, and Dyson is going to keep it, trying to break through the Stars' offense or defense, and he cannot. He is stuffed after a short gain. Western Boone taking another timeout. Coach Pelly doing an excellent job managing the clock right here, being able to get 30 seconds left, about 31 seconds, for a potential special teams play and perhaps offensive plays as well for Western Boone here. And, Coach Pelly's been really good at managing the clock in these games, being able to know when he needs to take these timeouts, taking the timeout before the second half. And the Stars really here, we've seen it a lot. They love to try and block these kicks. And I would imagine they're going to bring some pressure to North Montgomery as they try to punt this thing away. But even then, not a ton of super far kicks so far tonight for North Montgomery. So even if Western Boone can get this thing at midfield and then try and get a return, that could be huge for them and give Rowan Durbin, Trevor Weekly, and all of them a chance to potentially get even more points on the board. So we'll see here. Getting ready to punt it away. Looks like Hardy's got the ball for the punt. And it is a high kick. And number 11 there for Western Boone, Marcus Fortner, who's had a lot to do on these special teams plays. The sophomore has to take it for a fair catch, but still in Chargers territory with 24 seconds to go. They have a chance, Andrew, to potentially get an even bigger lead. Who would have thought after that touchdown by the Chargers that the Stars potentially have an opportunity to go up multiple scores going into halftime?
Well, Blake, I definitely did not see that coming. This game is really ramping up, and the Stars' offense is really looking for, hypothetically, another touchdown here.
Still a lot of the field to go. Durbin's going to take it. He's going to throw, and ball a little too low, incomplete, trying to get it to number 7, Blake Miller, the wideout, the senior, who has been big for the Stars so far this season. And just not able to connect there. They'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Clock stops with the incompletion. 21 seconds to go for Western Boone with a 14-8 lead. Trying to push this thing downfield and put more points on the board going into halftime. A half that looked bleak for them on offense outside of that one drive. Then the special teams doing a great job with that kick return. Now they have another opportunity here. Durbin going to take it. A lot of pressure. He's going to throw it down the field, and it's going to be picked off. That is number 4 for the Chargers. That's Gage Galloway. He can play both ends of the ball. And Durbin had to take a chance there. We got the replay here. Durbin trying to make a play here. He had a lot of pressure on him. Great job by the Chargers front to get that pressure, and that is just his 2nd interception of the season. His only other pick was a tip ball against Western in week 2. He's done an excellent job with the ball in the air, but right there, Andrew, a slight mistake, but right there, just wanting to try and make a play for his team.
Yeah, the North Montgomery offense, just mere seconds ago, is going to do what Weibo was trying to do. They're going to have to make a big play here if they want to score some more points on that board.
Well, it looks as though Dyson under center, and he will take the snap, and he will kneel it. So that'll take us to halftime here, not wanting to take any chances with this ferocious Stars defense. And Western Boone goes into halftime somehow with a 14-8 lead after that amazing kick return. Nearly had a chance for more, but couldn't quite get it done. Score 14-8 going into halftime. Stars wanting to get more going in the second half on offense, but their defense has been excellent. So we will go ahead and take you to halftime in our halftime show. We'll be right back with the third quarter of action here at WBTV Sports. We'll be back.
The 1920 Vault Carryout Restaurant and Catering would like you to know we serve a full menu daily along with our daily specials. Whether it's our huge hand-breaded tenderloin, our made-from-scratch pies and cookies, or our long line of catering items, we know you will come back again and again. Located in the old Sigler's Diner on State Road 39, try the 1920 Vault. See you soon.
Cardinal Shot Blast Equipment is the preferred supplier of new and rebuilt shot blast equipment. Cardinal is your #1 service provider for any brand of shot blast machine. Check out their website at cardinalpe.com or give them a call at 317-647-2008.
For all your hair needs, visit Allison Williams at Ray Luxury Hair Salon. With over 7 years of experience, she specializes in hand tying, hair coloring, and product suggestion. Contact her at 317-688-1695 or email her at allisonm.williams@salonlofts.com to book an appointment today.
Scott's Rex and Restorations is a proud sponsor of WBTV Sports. Scott's is located at 515 North State Road 75 in Dover. From accident repair to restoring your dream car, no job is too big for Scott's. That's Scott's Rex and Restorations, bringing your automotive dreams to life.
Whether you are a first-time home buyer or a long-time investor, Moody & Company is there to support you throughout the buying and selling process. Give Weibo grad Jordan Moody and his team a call at 765-336-1622. Let Moody & Company take all the stress out of buying or selling your next home.
Thanks for joining us for the Smith-Tees halftime show. I'm joined with starting quarterback Rowan Durbin of Western Boone. Thanks for joining us, Rowan.
Yeah, good to be here.
So far this year, you guys have done a really good job, and you especially, you've done great in the QB role, 14 total touchdowns, only 1 pick through 4 games. What have you done to get to this point to become the starter, and what do you think you and the guys can improve on going forward?
Yeah, it's kind of, we all throughout the summer and the off season, we work in the weight room and getting better, practicing pretty much all year, doing something, so we're always involved, whether that's football or other things, but that kind of keeps us all ready to go. So when the season rolls around, then we can hit the ground running. So
that grind never stops, as they say.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly.
Well, you played really well through your first 4 games, but you've also done a great job on the ground as well as in the air. You've got, I believe, 9 total touchdowns on the ground. How has your ability to scramble and keep the plays alive and get these rushing touchdowns really helped to diversify the offense?
Yeah, our offense is kind of centered around those big guys up front and then Trev in the backfield. But the triple option thing, it does. It kind of opens up Trevor by being able to stretch things out to the outside, and that kind of obviously it's worked all right for us. But we're always looking to get better and to keep on expanding and doing more and more every week. So.
Yeah, and you guys are coming off of a tough loss last week to Tri-West, your first of the year. How do you guys think you're going to be able to come back and be able to bounce back and get back in the winning column this week?
Yeah, last Saturday, Pelly said, the sun's going to come up tomorrow, talking about last weekend, and it's kind of one of those things where you learn from your mistakes, and you go through practice all week, working on cleaning stuff up. That we kind of expose ourselves of on film. And so, just getting back to what we do and just playing our game, and that's how we win games. So.
And lastly, you guys are taking on Northmont this week, back at home. What do you guys think Northmont will bring to the table, and how do you think the fans will impact the outcome of this game?
Yeah, the fans, they're always great. We always have a great turnout, every game, home or away, the bleachers are always full. So there's nothing better than running out on Friday night with a full crowd. But Northmont, they're the kind of team that if you don't do what you're supposed to, then they can get you. So our goal, our job tonight is just to do what we do, to get back to what we do, and we should expect to win, expect to work for it, but I think we'll be just fine.
Well, thank you so much for the insight, Rowan. Good luck in the second half. And thank you for watching the Smith-Tees halftime show.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you need shirts for a school, business, club, or anything else? Give Willie Smith and Smith-Tees Screen Printing a call. Smith-Tees will give you excellent service with satisfaction guaranteed. Just call 765-436-7930.
The Jamestown Lions Club is a proud sponsor of WBTV Sports in the entire Western Boone community. Contact President John Waymeyer at 765-481-7917 for more information on how you can help support the mission of the Jamestown Lions Club. The Jamestown Lions Club, a great place to call home.
Since 1901, Home National Bank has been part of our community. Through the years, Home National Bank has strived to meet all financial needs of their customers. Home National Bank has 2 convenient locations in Thorntown and Lebanon.
Professional Plumbing Solutions is a proud supporter of WBTV Sports and everything Western Boone. Give owner Jeremy Young a call for anything plumbing related. He has over 20 years of experience and is licensed and insured. From new construction to remodeling and any job in between, give them a call at 765-891-0150.
Bob's Concessions sells foods such as Polish and Italian sausage, tenderloins, hamburgers, hot dogs, fries, and more. You can find Bob Campbell and his delicious food truck at events such as the Turning of the Leaves Festival and other fairs around the area. For more information, call 317-850-6491.
This portion of the game is being brought to you by Winecoop Accounting Services. Give them a call at 317-441-8135 and let them take the stress out of your taxes. Winecoop Accounting Services has over 30 years tax experience and specializes in small business accounting financial reports. That number again is 317-441-8135.
Hi, I'm defensive lineman Zane Sturgis, and I'd like to thank Jay's Repair Service for sponsoring WTV Sports. For all your automotive needs, contact Jason Latham at Jay's Repair Service at 765-336-9266 or stop by 213 Church Street in Thorntown.
Hello, I'm junior linebacker Kanan Bruins, out to thank Western Boone Youth Football for sponsoring WBTV Sports. Western Boone Youth Football building tomorrow's state champions.
Welcome back to the Western Boone Stars hosting the North Montgomery Chargers here at WBTV Sports. I'm Blake Marth on play-by-play with Andrew Petro on color commentary. So far, Andrew, this has been a really defensive-heavy game, but towards the end there, we saw the offense for both of these teams begin to pick up a little bit, and we saw that crazy special teams play by Ryan Taylor on the kickoff to get that touchdown for Western Boone, their first kick return touchdown of the season. And that got the Stars energized. Had a chance for more points towards the end, but couldn't get it done, but still up 14-8 over the Chargers, who have played a very, very good game so far.
Yeah, near the end of that first half, the game got very exciting. The average yards for each run was steadily increasing. A lot more pressure was applied, like you said, by the offenses for both teams on the defense.
Yeah, and a big thing that we've seen through this game, Rowan Durbin, as well as the quarterback for the Chargers, Russ Dyson, they have both taken a lot of pressure so far, and both have played pretty well overall. Durbin did have that pick just before the end of the second quarter, but there he was just trying to make the play downfield. You can't really blame him for wanting to try and make that play. But both these quarterbacks have done well and actually had a lot of really, really nice throws, as well as some good runs down the field. And North Montgomery's offense has actually outscored the Stars' offense 8-7, but again, that special teams play has kept the Stars with the lead here. And as the teams begin to huddle back up after this quick little warm-up, they're getting ready to get back out there. And Andrew, we should have an exciting second half in store.
Yeah, let's hope for not only us, but the viewers at home that this second half of the game is going to continue like where it left off.
Very, very exciting here. We want to thank tonight for our broadcast. We want to thank the Conyer family and the Eisen family and the Brubaugh family in memory of Vernon Richardson here. We have a lot of people who help us make this broadcast possible, and they're a big part, so thank you to everybody for making our broadcast possible. WBTV Sports, this is a student-run broadcast, and it's so important to us to have the students run these casts, and we want to thank everybody for making it possible. Meanwhile, the Chargers should be getting the ball here to start half number 2. And so looking at this, because the Chargers did have that onside kick to start half number 1, a surprise there. Didn't get any points out of it, but showed early here that Josh Thompson, the coach for the Chargers, willing to make some gambles here, and kept Western Boone from getting the ball to start either of the halves. Still, the Stars did a good job on defense there. And so here we go. The Stars with Josiah Smith ready to kick off. An excellent kicker, one of the best in the Sagamore Conference. Crowd going, music going. The Western Boone Stars kicking off to the North Montgomery Chargers for the second half of what has been a thrilling game so far. Leading 14-8, the Chargers hope to take the lead here. And Smith with the kickoff. And that ball is going to go into the end zone. That will be a touchback. And we will go to the 20-yard line of the Chargers to start this drive. The Chargers must drive 80 yards down the field in order to get the touchdown if they want to take the lead. But either way, it's going to be a huge test to see if the Western Boone defense comes out how they did for most of that first half, Andrew. We saw them bend a little bit on that touchdown drive towards the end of the first half. And Coach Pelly, I'm sure, gave him a talking to, like, hey, we've done really well. Let's not let it slip away yet.
Yeah, and I think Coach Pelly is not only looking for a strong defense to return like it did in the beginning of that first half, but that strong offense to continue.
Here we have under center Dyson, ready to take the snap, and he is going to keep it and pick up a few before being stuffed. Looks to be about a 2-yard gain, and that is a theme here as well. These quarterbacks both willing to go and make these quarterback runs here, and both the coaches confident in their guys to get the plays done. Normally a lot of quarterbacks, you just see them almost like statues, dare I say, not really running around much, but both of these guys have done a really good job scrambling and also picking up a few yards on the ground themselves.
You're right, Blake. These two quarterbacks from these great teams are definitely not statues.
Yeah, and there we go again. Dyson, not a statue there as well, picking up a few more yards. And being able to have that mobility is a big part to both of these offenses. And once again, he kept it there and managed to pick up a decent chunk of yards. That'll get them a 3rd and 1 at the Stars' 29-yard line, looking for that extra yard to pick up the first down. 2 good runs here early on in the drive. We'll see if they can cash it out or if Western Boone's defense, with the support of this crowd here, can keep it going. And there we got a little mixed up there. The snap did not go, and that will be a false start on the Chargers. You see that, a little rare to see that happen. The center did not snap the ball, so everybody else got going, but Dyson never got the ball, so it's going to be a false start on everybody but the center. And that'll make it a more difficult conversion there. So after all, when the penalty goes in, it'll be the center who's the one getting away with not false starting when he just forgot to snap it. Small mistake there, but it is a 3rd and 6. And the Chargers, with Dyson under center, or in shotgun rather, he's going to throw it, and incomplete. Threw it just to the left of the intended target, Norman, who had the touchdown earlier. And this will be, in all likelihood, a punt for the Chargers. Andrew, we saw it right there. That penalty might have cost the Chargers big time, might have had to change their plan. Could have potentially been a run trying to just pound this thing forward for a yard or two. Instead, they had to go for a pass, and now it is a 4th and 6, and they have to punt it away.
Yeah, these penalties throughout this game have been really key moments to both teams.
Right here, the Stars trying to get pressure. They've had a lot of pressure on the kicker, but he's gotten it away. And that takes a slight bounce in favor of the Chargers. That will be Western Boone ball at their own 48-yard line here. And the Stars defense keeping up the good play that they had earlier on in the first quarter and most of the second quarter as well, Andrew. And just being able to make the stop there should set the tone for the second half, but it's going to depend on if the offense can get going, and if that guy running onto the field now, Rowan Durbin, can coordinate these guys and get some more points on the board.
Yeah, the Western Boone Stars offense is really going to have to get through this North Montgomery defense if they want to score some more points.
A tough challenge, but one that they can certainly do. A handoff here. Another tough run there. That was, I believe, Weekly once again. And it was indeed Weekly. He will pick up 3 yards and get the ball into North Montgomery territory to the 49-yard line of the Chargers. That'll make it 2nd and 7, just past the midfield logo here. And Western Boone, once again with Trevor Weekly, wanting to get these short runs here early on in the drives to set up later conversions like we've said. Durbin under center again. And he is going to keep it, it looks like. Was a decent fake out. and Durbin picks up a couple more, makes it a 3rd and about 5 yards there. And Andrew, once again, Durbin keeping it on the ground, not getting a ton of yards, but these couple of yards that he picks up on these runs can make all the difference when you get to a 3rd and 5 like this.
Yeah, it seems that Durbin is really trying to set up for a big play here, and that's definitely what they need to get past this defense.
Durbin under center. No back. He's going to try and throw it deep down the field, and it's going to be caught. What a grab right there. That was Ethan Bales making a tremendous catch.
There's that
going
big
up,
play.
Going up and grabbing it. We got the replay here. Durbin had all day, launched it deep into coverage, and Bales made a great catch there. Willis in coverage. Sometimes, no matter how good your coverage is, if you have a perfect pass and a perfect catch, you really can't do anything about it. And like you said, Andrew, that big play that the Stars needed, they hurry up to the line. We've seen them do this a lot as well. A pitch out to Bales. He's going to pick up a couple of hard-earned yards there. A lot more running for those 2 yards than if they had just run it up the middle and gotten those 2, but still tough earned yards there, Andrew. And like you said, the Stars, you said it, were setting up for a big play, and you were totally right. A big play down the field.
To be honest, Blake, I was kind of spitballing there. I didn't know there would be a big play immediately.
Hey, well, you look like a genius if it's right, and if not, then, well, you look like a genius right now, Andrew.
I guess I am.
Yes. Durbin gets the ball. He's going to hand it off to Bales again. Bales exploits a hole. And, oh, the ball is out. The ball is rolling around. And we'll see who has the ball. And North Montgomery has the ball, it looks like. It got fumbled around, and North Montgomery recovers it at the Western Boone 1-yard line. A huge defensive play there. A little hard to tell what happened. Bills tried to get down, but the North Montgomery defense would not let him go. And after that huge play, the Stars are going to come up with that drive with no points due to the fumble. So, Andrew, that's a huge play by North Montgomery's defense right there. Once again, the defense is doing their part.
Big plays all around, and now the North Montgomery offense is going to have to take a lot of yards away from the Stars.
Yeah, I believe officially looking at this, it looks like a 98-yard drive is what it would take to get the Chargers a touchdown here. They got to be careful, especially with action in the end zone. They got to be able to get this ball out quickly because there could be potential for a safety here if the Stars can get to him quick. Dyson's going to run it up, and he's going to get maybe a yard. Looks like he just got back to the line of scrimmage. The Stars read that immediately. And, Andrew, they got to be really careful here, so deep in their territory. This could be worth points if they end up getting sacked in the end zone or if a tackle is made there.
Very true. The Western Boone defense is really looking to make a big play here.
Yeah, trying to make some revenge for that fumble forced by North Montgomery's defense. A defensive battle here with big plays all around. Clock winding down. Dyson under center. They just get it off. It's going to be handed off to the running back. And he's going to break through, and he's going to get all the way to the 15-yard line. I didn't quite catch who got that one. But a really big play there. My apologies, I did not quite catch who had the ball there, but, you know, with all this trickery, it's sometimes hard to keep track. And now North Montgomery will have the ball at around the 15-yard line of the Stars. A big play there to be a little bit more comfortable making these offensive plays. Weibo's defense getting lined up as it's a pitch out and it's an incompletion. And they fall on the ball. We'll see what they rule it. It was a backwards pass, but officially it looks like, since it's a backwards pass, it's anybody's ball if it's dropped, but it looked like it rolled out of the end zone before any of the Stars could recover it, and it will be a second down for the Chargers there. So, Andrew, we see a couple of miscues, but a really big play there for the Chargers as they try to capitalize on the turnover.
Yeah, the Chargers are definitely looking to break through this defense right now. Quarterback Ross Dyson is going to have to either make a good run himself, pass it off, or a great pass.
Dyson here looking to give his team some more. Officially, it looks to be a 2nd and about 7 for the Chargers. And Weibo's defense gets to him immediately, and he is taken down. Cannon Bruins and Zane Sturgis got to him immediately, and Dyson had no shot of escaping that one. Breaking through the offensive line, Andrew, and as you can see in this replay, another huge play here. A blitz, Sturgis gets to him, and Bruins finishes it off for a big sack for Western Boone.
The Stars' defense was not letting them get any yards there.
That is officially, I believe, a 8 or 9 yard loss. That'll bring it back from a 2nd and 7 to a 3rd and about 15 yards. And so Dyson will get the snap. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to throw it. It's going to be caught, but the Stars are going to take him down. That was number 4, Gage Galloway, on the reception, but he had nowhere to go, and the Stars defense making another play deep within enemy territory and forcing another punt by North Montgomery with about 5 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter, 4th and 5. And the Chargers will punt this thing away, most likely, as Western Boone has another opportunity here. We saw that special teams play earlier. They have a chance to potentially get another big play. You have Fortner back there for the Stars, the sophomore who's had a lot of impact on special teams. Punt is away, and Taylor is going to fair catch it at the 47-yard line of the Stars. So a good punt, but the Stars will get the ball back around midfield, and that right there is another big play by the Stars defense, Andrew, and we see them dominating so far and hoping that their offense can get caught up to how dominant they've been.
Yeah, it was tough for the offense losing such a close run to the end zone. We're going to have to see if they can pick it back up.
Yeah, sometimes that could be, I guess to say, just a bit of a momentum killer at times, but we've seen the Stars offense have situations like that and respond. We saw it last week against Tri-West. Even though they lost that game, they had a great opportunity at the end because the offense never gave up. So Durbin under center. He's going to hand it off to Weekly, and he's going to be lucky to pick up a yard, and he will pick up 2 as they make it a 2nd and 8. Rushing up to the line, the front for North Montgomery doing its part to hold Western Boone on early in this drive. But again, you never know with Coach Pelly what the Stars are going to do here. He's got a great win-loss record. I believe 88-30 is his win-to-loss ratio. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's got a lot of trickery. He can do a lot with these guys. And Durbin back under center here. He's got it. He's going to throw it back to Bales, and he's going to break through. And he might just have another Western Boone first down, and he indeed does. A great run by Ethan Bales there to pick up another huge first down for Western Boone. Crowd into this game, always cheering whenever there's a first down for their offense. You see the replay here, brought to you by Lucid Insurance. And Bale's able to slip a tackle and make it to the 40-yard line and extend this drive for Western Boone. Durbin's going to hand it off to Weekly, and he's going to pick up a couple more. And you see, Andrew, this run game of Western Boone, whether it be with these little tossbacks or just straight up handing it off, it has been very good even in this game where the offense has struggled. They have just had some critical mistakes at points.
Yeah, and as of right now, they can't really afford to make any more mistakes if they want to keep that strong lead against North Montgomery.
Going to hand it off again, and that time he's going to pick up maybe a yard once again. That is Trevor Weekly the dominant runner for Western Boone. We mentioned earlier he has 7.3 yards per carry. He's also averaging 160 yards per game, which is absolutely mind-boggling.
That is quite a bit.
Yeah, that's a little bit right there. He's got, I believe he had over 200 against Western where he was absolutely dominant. He had over a 70-yard run in that game. And he's just been dominant, but North Montgomery's defensive front has done a decent job stopping them, but the run game overall is still pretty good. As Durbin hands it off to Bruins, getting a new player out onto the field, and that will be enough for a Western Boone first down. A huge run there by Cannon Bruins. Bruins hasn't been a huge part of the run game for the Stars, mostly been doing a lot on the defense. He only had 4 carries going into this game for 13 yards, but he's gotten a few critical runs here for the Stars, and once again, Pelly showing that you never know which player is going to get the ball at which time. So we got another first down here at the 29-yard line of the Chargers. Durbin's going to keep it. He's got a lot of pressure. He's got a man on him, and he's just going to have to get rid of it, throw it away. A great rush there by Jaden Thompson, number 11 for North Montgomery there. We've seen him a couple of times get some pressure on Durbin. Durbin had to scramble, and he did the smart thing and just throw it away there, knowing that there really wasn't a chance to make a play there, Andrew. Really smart move by Durbin, but a great defensive play.
Yeah, against a North Montgomery defense like this, it's very hard to find those spots.
This man was just a little deeper than he could have gotten it to, and Durbin back under center on the 2nd and 10. He's going to hand it off to Weekly. Weekly still up, avoided a tackle. He's still going. And boy, we see that a lot with Trevor Weekly. You know, they were holding him to 1 or 2 yards per rush right there, though. He just managed to bounce off of a tackle and get the first down for Western Boone, and now they are back into the red zone here. Show the replay, and he manages to bounce off, and he's off, and he took, what am I counting, 1, 2, it took 3 guys just to take him down.
Yeah, as we were talking earlier in the game, Blake, once he gets through an opening in the defense, he is very hard to stop.
And they're going to run it again. And it's going to be another run. And Bruins got it again. He picked up a few more. And that is a great run by Cannon Bruins to get down with a 2nd down. And it looks to be about 3 or 4 yards. Looks to be 2nd and 3 from here. Get the official mark momentarily. Very close, and it was officially a 2nd and 3. Bruins with a nice run there. And 2nd and 3, Andrew, you expect them to keep running it?
I think they will. Under a minute left on the clock, they are very close to the end zone.
And it's going to take a North Montgomery timeout here. And you see, while they take a timeout, we might as well discuss what we've been seeing here. North Montgomery did very well with the defensive front, but sometimes the guy is just too dominant to take down, Andrew, and that's how Trevor Weekly was on some of these runs. And we see Cannon Bruins has also been making his mark, and Rowan Durbin's been able to make the throws when he needs to and make some smart plays, just throwing it away on that one throw instead of taking the sack. A big play there, even if it doesn't get any gain. You'd much rather not lose anything than lose a good amount of yards. So the whole offense here for Western Boone beginning to click a little bit on these last 2 drives, even if they turned it over on the last one.
Yeah, and it is looking pretty difficult to get through this North Montgomery defense. But like you said, those specific players have been able to break through, and when they do, they make the yards that count.
You see here Western Boone huddling up. North Montgomery now down a timeout, and Western Boone here trying to punch it in after what has been a very promising drive for the Stars, hoping it does not end like the last one with a turnover or something like that, but they have a great opportunity, and they're going to shift things a little bit at the line. Durbin is going to keep it. He's going to run. And that is a Western Boone touchdown.
50 seconds left on the clock. Another touchdown for Webo.
Rowan Durbin there, like doing his best Trevor Weekly impression. Just being able to push these guys around, and some more fireworks here, the home crowd. Very excited. Now up 20-8. That was a huge drive for the Stars offense, and they're looking pretty good so far as we have the extra point. The snap was low, but it went through. Wow. That was, you saw it could have been a disaster on that extra point. The snap was into the ground. It almost looked like the holder didn't even get it in time. We'll show you the replay of the touchdown first. Durbin just keeping it and doing his best, pushing through the defenders and being able to bounce around. That is Durbin's 10th rushing touchdown of the season, an unbelievable mark.
A very good Weekly impression.
Yeah, very, very good Weekly impression right there. Just being able to slip tackles and break his way, and you saw Weekly following him. They were all celebrating. And looking at that extra point, though, it looked like there could have been some trouble there for Western Boone. It was snapped into the ground, but the holder managed to get up in time, and Josiah Smith is so good as a kicker that it looked like a low line drive kick. From my perspective, it almost looked like it didn't go in, but he managed to sneak it through. And again, that one extra point there, make it a 13-point lead instead of 12. That could be important as Western Boone goes up multiple scores on the Chargers, who need a great offensive drive badly right here.
The Stars' defense is going to have to be very strong here with 50.8 seconds left on the clock for the third quarter.
And Western Boone hoping that the Chargers do not get a play like how they did against the Chargers in that the end of that first half there. Josiah Smith, though, is such a great kicker. He might just kick it into the end zone for a touchback every time and prevent that big play.
For what, the fourth touchback?
For perhaps. There's been a lot of them. And Josiah Smith ready to kick it off for the Stars. Goes deep. It will be fielded at the 1 yard line. Willis trying to find a lane, and he could not. Or sorry, that was Galloway, rather. Galloway trying to find a lane. He couldn't find a place, and that's actually going to put them in worse field position than if they did get the touchback. So a great job by these Stars. Special teams there to be able to block them and make the play to prevent any momentum swinging this game. But, Andrew, the North Montgomery offense with a chance here as we have a player down on the field here, a Star, it looks like. And, we looks like we're going to be taking a short break while we get that all sorted out. So we'll be right back with WBTV Sports right after this. Apologies there. We are back, and the injured Star there is back up and walking to the sideline there. And looked like that was Cannon Bruins there, who's been such a big player for the Stars tonight. Thankfully, he was able to walk up in his own power. Took a big hit, but is up and onto the sideline here for now. And the Stars defense looking to make a big stop against North Montgomery. 46 seconds left in the third quarter. North Montgomery, and Dyson will take it, and he is going to be wrapped up, and he would be lucky if he got back there, and he did not. That'll be a 2-yard loss. The sack there. There were so many Stars there, you can't even tell you who is going to be credited with that one. But a huge play with the sack to make it second and a little bit longer, and second and 12 officially. And Andrew, the Stars defense stopping North Montgomery's run game, which looked pretty good earlier, doing a great job stopping them. So we got Dyson with 6 seconds left. Dyson is just going to let it run down here. So we will take it into the fourth quarter here with some more action coming up soon. The Western Boone Stars
St. Adrian Meats and Sausage, located on the square in downtown Lebanon, offers locally raised and handcrafted proteins. Experts in livestock production and nutrition, their core value is that quality protein begins with exceptional nutrition. From birth to butcher, they know exactly what is in their products and how the animals are raised. Support your Boone County butchers and buy local. St. Adrian is open Fridays from noon until 6 and Saturdays from 10 to 4.
The podcast is brought to you in part by Collins Equipment. Located in Thorntown, Collins Equipment specializes in high-quality used tractors, trucks, and equipment. You can reach Chris Collins at 317-347-0074 or at collinseq@yahoo.com. You can visit their website at collinseq.com as well. Contact Collins Equipment today.
If your car's not running like it should, make sure you bring it to Beasley Automotive, located at 321 South Front Street in Thorntown. Locally owned by Webo grad Brayton Beasley, that's Beasley Automotive and Performance Repair.
Thanks to JL Hardwood and Flooring Restorations for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back to the Western Boone Stars hosting the North Montgomery Chargers here. We are into the fourth quarter of this game. You just missed a run by Dyson, I believe. Picked up a few yards here and managed to get the ball a 3rd and 7 or 8, it looks like, officially for North Montgomery. And you got to think, Andrew, this is a big play here for North Montgomery on offense as they try to make this comeback down 13 in the fourth. As Dyson's going to lose the ball. Ball is on the ground. And Western Boone claiming they have it. Sturgis and Talbot pointing back Western Boone's ways. And they got it. Cannon Bruins comes up with the fumble recovery. Bruins, the player who had to walk to the sideline earlier. We showed the replay. Bruins, the whole gang just got in on him. Talbot made a hit on him, but he lost the ball. Just slipped out of his hands. And Cannon Bruins, who had to walk to the sideline earlier after a big hit, he comes back in and he makes a big play for Western Boone. And now they've got the ball in the red zone with an opportunity to get what would be a massive score for them to go up now more than just 2 scores in this game, Andrew.
Yeah, the North Montgomery Chargers defense, they're really going to have to hang in here.
Durbin tossing it back, and that just short. That is 23 there for the Stars, Evan Trent, but there is a flag down, so we'll see what that is about. And Trent, not many carries this year, but nearly got in for the touchdown right there. It would have been his first of the season. And it'll be a hold against Western Boone, so that'll push the ball back. A mistake there by the Stars, but still going to be first down. And I believe 20 now for Western Boone. So off the fumble, they now have a penalty here, but they still have an opportunity to punch this thing in. And you got to believe, if you're Coach Pelly, that Rowan Durbin and Trevor Weekly, Ryan Taylor, all these guys have the ability to make the play to really put this game away, Andrew.
Yeah, the Northmont defense really has another chance here, and they're going to have to capitalize on this.
1st and 15 officially will be the mark. Western Boone looking to capitalize on the Dyson fumble. Durbin under center. He's going to hand it to Ryan Taylor, who is going to pick up a couple of yards. Taylor, who has been such a huge part of this game, and he gets to the, I believe, 18-yard line, rather, of the Chargers here. So it's a 2nd and 17 officially, and that's a 2nd and goal. They got to go 17 yards. They got a few plays to do it, and Durbin back under center, ready to take the ball. Bales in motion. Durbin's going to loft it to the end zone, and he dropped it. Blake Miller had it in his hands, but he could not secure the catch. It would have been his first receiving touchdown of the season instead, and his first touchdown in general. Instead, he just misses what was a pretty big opportunity there, and it's incomplete to make it 3rd and goal.
Yeah, not great news for the Stars, but for Northmont, once again, they have another chance.
North Montgomery catching a bit of a break on that one, because Miller, had he secured the ball, it would have been a touchdown. But now Western Boone on 3rd and goal from the Chargers 17-yard line. Durbin's going to keep it, and he's going to get wrapped up immediately there for. It looks like he got just back to the line of scrimmage. It is a 4th down play, and we'll see what Coach Pelly decides to do here, because you have Josiah Smith there. You could potentially kick a field goal here if you want to go up. That would only put the Stars up 24-8, which would make it still a 2-possession game, a 16-point margin there. Instead, they're going to go for it on this 4th and goal from the 17-yard line, at least from the looks of it. Durbin is going to take the snap. He's going to loft it to the end zone, and it's going to be, was that caught? It was! Blake Miller with the touchdown, making up for the drop a second ago on a huge 4th and goal play. An unbelievable grab by Miller and a great throw by Durbin. We'll get you the replay on that in a moment. And a huge play for the Stars there as they look to try and ice this game. Never say never, but that was a major play to put them up 27-8. Durbin the holder. And there's a flag down. It looked to be an offside penalty on the Chargers. So, Andrew, you see there, Blake Miller not fazed by the drop a second ago, managing to go up and make a spectacular grab for the touchdown.
Now, I don't know about you, but there's no better definition of redemption than that catch right there.
For sure. And now Durbin to hold, and we have Josiah Smith ready to kick. And it'll be encroachment on the Chargers there. They're going to decline the penalty, the Stars are, and just try this extra point again. Durbin to hold, and Josiah Smith ready to kick an extra point here after a great touchdown by Blake Miller. The kick is up, and it is good to make it a 28-8 lead for the Western Boone Stars over the North Montgomery Chargers. After we saw a really impressive first half from North Montgomery, they've begun to lose a bit of that grip that they had on the game. And now they're down 20 with just 9:34 to go. Never say never, but it's very, very tough here, Andrew, for North Montgomery to have to try and make this comeback.
Yeah, you're right. North Montgomery has a lot of ground to cover, and with 9 minutes and 34 seconds left on the clock, we do know that either team is capable of making a comeback like that in this game tonight.
Certainly so. We saw last week Western Boone was down 13 with just about 5 minutes left, and they nearly came back to tie that game. So about 9 minutes left in. That should be good for about 3 touchdowns, right? So
maybe 20 touchdowns.
Maybe. I wouldn't go that far, but we'll see. This has been a crazy game so far, but Western Boone taking advantage of that fumble by Dyson and going up 28-8 with 9:34 left. Blake Miller, like you said, the ultimate redemption there. He had that drop. Would have been a touchdown had he caught it on 2nd down, and later Rowan Durbin goes back to him with a beautiful pass into the end zone, and Blake Miller with a touchdown. They put the Stars up 20 with 9:30 left. So now Josiah Smith, one of the best kickers in the Sagamore Conference, to kick off. Kicks it down the field, and trying to make anything happen is Galloway, and he will get a decent return. He will get to the 31-yard line of their own territory, so there'll be 1st and 10 from the 31. Chargers in desperation time now, trying to make anything happen here on offense, Andrew, and they've struggled all night against the Stars defense. Can the Stars defense make the play to put this one away?
Well, we'll have to see about that, but the North Montgomery Chargers are definitely proving they're not out of this yet. At the 32-yard line, they're looking for a big play here.
And certainly time has to be on the mind of Coach Thompson of the Chargers. So 1st and 10. Dyson's going to take the snap. He's going to throw, and it's going to be too low and to the right. Incomplete. It was trying to be thrown to William Ramsey. but it was incomplete. Good thing about incompletions, though, even though you don't get any yards, it does stop the clock, which is big for the Chargers. Likely to see here down so many points. A lot of throws here. Not going to completely get rid of the running game, but Andrew, we can expect a decent amount of passes from the Chargers as we have Dyson back under center, or in shotgun rather, ready to take it. A low snap, but he fields it. And he's going to throw it deep, and he's going to overthrow the closest man. That was Galloway. It's incomplete. Galloway was looking, hoping that there might be a flag there, but a clean play, and the Stars managed to cover him to make it a 3rd and 10. And interesting to see Coach Thomas going with these throws here. I would have expected maybe 1 or 2 runs, potentially, just to set up a little bit more. But obviously time on his mind, Andrew. And he knows that these incompletions could help them a lot. Even if they don't get anything, they can stop the clock.
Very true. I think quarterback Ross Dyson for North Montgomery is really looking for a big play here.
And Dyson again, he will launch it down the field, and this one is tipped and incomplete. Nearly had a big play there to number 3, Mikhail Willis, and Willis slow to get up here. He took a pretty hard fall there, trying to reach for that ball. It's incomplete. It'll bring up 4th and 10. And they're going to assess Willis here. And Western Boone here. We're going to cut to a break here as the Western Boone Stars host the North Montgomery Chargers while they assess that injury to Willis. So with WBTV Sports, we'll be right back.
The Jamestown Lions Club is a proud sponsor of WBTV Sports and the entire Western Boone community. Contact President John Waymeyer at 765-481-7917 for more information on how you can help support the mission of the Jamestown Lions Club. The Jamestown Lions Club, a great place to call home.
Since 1901, Home National Bank has been part of our community. Through the years, Home National Bank has strived to meet all financial needs of their customers. Home National Bank has 2 convenient locations in Thorntown and Lebanon.
Professional Plumbing Solutions is a proud supporter of WBTV Sports and everything Western Boone. Give owner Jeremy Young a call for anything plumbing related. He has over 20 years of experience and is licensed and insured. From new construction to remodeling and any job in between, give them a call at 765-891-0150.
Bob's Concessions sells foods such as Polish and Italian sausage, tenderloins, hamburgers, hot dogs, fries, and more. You can find...
Welcome back, folks. Here with the Western Boone Stars hosting the North Montgomery Chargers. Mikhail Willis, who took that hit, is up and on the sidelines now. The Chargers going to punt this thing away with a 4th and 10. And he touched the punt. And that right there, Marcus Fortner making a mistake. There's a flag down. Marcus Fortner touched that punt, meant to let it go past him, but he ended up touching it and had to go back and get it. That could have been a disaster for the Stars. That could have given the Chargers a real opportunity had they recovered, because that was a live ball. So if the Chargers had gotten it back, they would have been in good field position. And we got another man down on the field here while the Stars and the Chargers look around here. Could have been a disaster for the Stars. We have that flag. Unsure what the call is there yet, as we have an injured Star onto the field. And so here we'll stick with you, assessing the injured Star on the field, but looking at that could have been Marcus Fortner, the sophomore, obviously one of those younger guys. Coach Pelly is really trying to get involved. He has a lot of special teams experience, but couldn't field the punt all the way there, and had to go back and retrieve it. Did end up recovering it, so the Stars did keep the ball. But now Andrew, North Montgomery with a better spot than they would have been. And I don't know about you, but I do expect a lot of runs from Western Boone to try and run this clock down a little bit, as it is Fortner who was the injured Star. He is up, and he's limping to the sideline. We hope everything's okay. Now walking a little more upright. We do hope that everything is okay with him. And young guy hoping to get some experience. But really, if you look at that, North Montgomery with a better shot than they did before, Andrew, and I expect a lot of runs from Western Boone to try and run more clock down.
Yeah, North Montgomery now in Weibo territory with the ball. No, Weibo has the ball, actually. My bad.
Yeah. Could have been Chargers' ball there.
Yeah, it could have been. It's a difficult position for North Montgomery, seeing as they're still down quite a bit.
And so the Stars looking to run this clock down a little bit more. Durbin going to hand it off here. And tumbling forward, Trevor Weekly did a full somersault there. And that'll get him a couple more yards than he would have had otherwise. So,
yeah, Durbin before was doing impersonation of Weekly, but I think Weekly's now impersonating a gymnast.
That is true. It does look like that. He's got some gymnast skills. I don't even know how to respond to that, Andrew, to be honest. But
I think it's clear he's an acrobat.
Sure does look like it on that play. He got a second and manageable for the Stars at about 2nd and 5 near the 30. And Durbin's got the ball. He's going to pitch it out to Taylor, who's going to get smacked. And the crowd here angry that there was no flag down. They thought there might have been a tougher shot on Taylor than needed, but no flag there. And thankfully, though, Ryan Taylor is okay. He's able to get up and stay out there for the Stars. It is 3rd and about 4 here. Picked up 1 yard there. An interesting play design by Durbin to have to pitch it out in this situation where you just want to run down clock, Andrew. And for the Stars, you got to be thankful that nothing terrible happened there, as Durbin back under center, and he got them to jump. That is a big mistake by North Montgomery there. That's going to extend the drive. That'll be a first down for the Stars. Rowan Durbin's really good at these audibles and being able to make these calls and make the guys jump off sides and think that the play's about to go. And as you saw there, Andrew, another huge penalty for the Chargers could cost them big time.
Very true. Turning out to be a very intense game in the second half. Injuries all around, possible flags thrown on play, and penalties too.
And even with all those injuries, thankful to see that everybody has been able to get up. Real quick, we want to get a special thanks to local businesses and families for all the support for WBTV Sports. Your donations are what make this free broadcast possible, so thank you for supporting our program. Now Durbin back under center. Bales in motion. He's going to hand it to Bales. Bales is going to pick up a couple of yards, and he's still going. He's still going. What a run by Ethan Bales. He has been electric tonight. We got a replay here. Look at Bales just shake these tackles. Spins away from one, and then just keeps on running, even sideways there.
All the way to the 50-yard line.
Right at midfield. Just an incredible play by Ethan Bales, who's been one of the best players on the Stars offense tonight. He's had so many great plays, including that big catch earlier from Durbin. And being able to spin into midfield to extend this drive for Western Boone once again.
Once again, another impersonation of a gymnast with the spins.
Sure looks like it. Weekly's got open field. Weekly still going. How did they not got him down? How is that even possible?
An
Trevor
unstoppable
Weekly.
Man.
Trevor Weekly carrying defenders for about 10 yards. This crowd is losing it right now. Let's look at this replay here. You're going to see Weekly's going to get the ball. He's got a big hole. The offensive line does a great job here. And then he's got a guy on him. Oh, he's got 2. He's got 3. And they still can't get him. He stumbles all the way to the 18-yard line. Not even doing his gymnast impression anymore. He's doing his Incredible Hulk impression now.
Yeah, for Weekly, that's a mid-game resistance training session.
Just incredible there by Weekly. He's going to pitch it out. Durbin's going to pitch it out to Taylor, who's got some room. He's going to go out of bounds. But the Stars now in position to potentially score once again. Deep into Chargers territory here. That run by Trevor Weekly, that was 32 yards, I believe. A huge play, probably the best play of the night from Weekly, in a night where he's had so many great ones, in a season where he's had so many great ones. And Weekly could be near that 700-yard mark. In fact, I would be shocked if he hasn't broken it by now for the year. Just incredible so far. Meanwhile, Durbin back under center. Bales in motion. Bales goes back right. Durbin under center. Bales back left again. He's going to hand it off to Weekly. And Weekly's going to be stuffed immediately at the line of scrimmage. So couldn't quite break off a big run there, but Western Boone pushing to try and get another score on for not just the sake of getting more points in the game, but even for just for this crowd here. And really just this crowd, if they get another score here, another big run, that would get them going once again. Sometimes you just got to please the crowd, Andrew.
Yeah, I guess that's true. With all the impersonations tonight, the Webo football team's definitely done a good job of that.
For sure. And Bale's back in motion. Durbin's going to hand it off to Weekly again, and he is going to pick up a couple. He could have a first down. It's very close. They're going to officially mark it 4th and less than a yard here. And you see here, 4th and a little less than a yard. Stars likely going to go for it at this point. Up with just under 6 minutes left. Up this much, 4th and 1. At this point, you have so many powerful backs, and even Durbin himself who can take it. Might as well go for it here, Andrew. Am I right?
Yeah, but the North Montgomery defense is really going to have to push through here. They don't want another touchdown on them.
Well, that's not going to happen. Ryan Taylor for the touchdown. He breaks away and sweeps by. And this Western Boone offense coming into play at just the right times here.
Blake, I may just be a fortune teller.
Maybe, it seems like it.
My crystal ball sure is showing the future.
I'm sure your crystal ball showed that Ryan Taylor is going to run in for that touchdown there.
Very true, it did.
And Josiah Smith ready to kick the extra point. Stars up 34-8, trying to make it 35-8 here. High snap, but Durbin gets it down. And the kick by Smith is good. He's 5 for 5 tonight on extra points. He's been excellent on kickoffs and on these punts. And we'll look at this replay here as psychic Andrew Petro predicts this run by Ryan Taylor to get into the end zone. Broke right on by, and you got to compliment every part of that Stars team right here. The offensive line played great on that drive to really seal this game. And the receivers have done their part. Durbin's done his part. Excellent job by the Stars offense, who had struggles early on, but really awoke in the second half. And North Montgomery doing the best they can, but just couldn't get it done. So we look here, 5:34 left in the fourth quarter here. Stars up 35-8 at this point in the game. Chargers just hoping to put some more on the board. Obviously, you never say never. There have been some crazy comebacks in the history of football, but this would be among the greatest I've ever seen if it can happen. So the Stars defense looking to put this thing away here.
Very true.
And we've seen Pelly put in some of these younger guys before. We'll see if he decides to do that now up by 27 points. We'll see if he decides to throw in some of the younger guys for these last 5.5 minutes of game time. As Smith gets ready to kick off. And it's another great kick down the field. It's going to be fielded and returned by Galloway. Galloway's got a lane. Galloway's still going. He's got an opportunity here. And Galloway
going for the win.
Galloway is going to go, unless he gets caught, and he will not, he's going to go all the way for his own special teams touchdown.
North Montgomery just proved that not only Weibo can score a touchdown like that.
Well, there is a flag down here, actually, at the 45-yard line. So we'll have to see what that's about. If it stands, it would be a touchdown for North Montgomery. A little shot in the arm for them to get a little revenge for that special teams touchdown earlier. But the refs are talking right now. So we'll see what they make for the call. And we'll see what it is here. Still talking. Still having some discussion. That was a really good play there by Galloway if it stands. The flag was thrown away from him, so it could have been on another player. So we'll see what they call here. And they had multiple flags on the field. So they had multiple flags on the field there. And so with that, Western Boone is going to prevent the special teams touchdown. They declined one of the penalties, but took a 15-yard penalty against North Montgomery from the spot of the foul. And now North Montgomery, that big play that they had, is wiped away. So
not good news for North Montgomery.
Certainly not. Like we said, we've seen a lot of impossible seeming comebacks in the past, but if they wanted to get one here, that would have been a big part of it, and then some other things going their way, but that is not going to help them at all. 2 flags both on North Montgomery there to bring back the special teams touchdown. Dyson back under center. 1st and 10. He's going to hand it off. It's going to be a gain of a few yards. That is number 10, Austin Solk, who has had a relatively quiet second half compared to the first half he had, but he's back out there and picks up a couple for the Chargers here, trying to get something going late in this game. So, Andrew, we saw those penalties. We've seen North Montgomery all night make some mistakes, and that one cost him a touchdown.
Yeah, the penalties tonight have really made or broken some of these plays, such as that almost touchdown.
And Dyson's going to be taken down. That's number 3, Cannon Bruins, who went down earlier in pain, but now he's got both a fumble recovery and a big sack for Western Boone. Great to see him back out there and able to make an impact. And he's going to bring Dyson all the way back behind the original line of scrimmage here, as it looks like it's going to be 3rd and about, looks like, I want to say about a 3rd and 13 here, something like that. And Western Bruins' defense has been so explosive tonight, and Bruins has been a huge part. Also getting some snaps on offense. And Dyson here, crowd noise getting even louder. Dyson going to throw. It is going to be eventually caught by number 85, William Ramsey. Bobbled it twice, but managed to poke it back into his hands, and does get the gain, but it will not be enough for a first down. He will be a couple of yards short from this. We hear the band playing, we hear the crowd going, and 4th and about 2 yards here. And Andrew, I don't know about you, but if Western Boone gets to stop here, that seems like it's going to be, well, it looks like actually they're going to punt. My mistake. They're going to punt this ball. It was a low snap. Nearly got the block, and not a very far punt, although it does take a big bounce for the Chargers, and that'll take them Western Boone. And there's a flag there. Some chippiness now. A North Montgomery Charger pushed Taylor down, it looked like, after the play, after he was already out of bounds and whistled. So
the crowd is going wild.
I've seen some people stand up, and obviously glad there's a flag, but you never want to see that, especially so late in a game where, you just punted the ball away. You're down 27 points here. I mean, at this point in the game, it looks pretty much impossible for North Montgomery. Just doing that, it just seems irresponsible. You could seriously hurt the other team's player. And I get it, a tough game for North Montgomery, but you never want to see that. And there was a flag, as there should have been. And a little unclear about that. A little bit of confusion here. The refs are still talking it out. Looked like they pointed both ways on that one, so we'll have to see. And it will be a penalty against North Montgomery officially. Sorry about that. I got a little confused on that one, but North Montgomery flag on them. And Western Boone's going to have this ball at the 34-yard line. A mistake there by the Chargers. Definitely should not be pushing down opposing players so late in this game here, but some chippiness and just a tough night for the Chargers, while the Stars, now with Brandon Potter in at QB, getting him a few minutes of time here, along with some of these other younger guys here. I mean, at this point, Andrew, might as well throw in the younger guys to get a little bit more experience. We saw it in the game against Sheridan, and we saw it in the game against Crawfordsville, where Western Boone's younger guys got 2 touchdowns late in the game against Crawfordsville. So,
very true.
These guys very capable of putting some points on the board. Still young, and Coach Pelly doing an excellent job getting them some reps, getting them ready for the future, as Potter is going to take the snap, and he's going to stumble back, and there was a slight gain on the play. Some of the players got pushed back a little bit, but Potter goes over to the sidelines to check the play. It'll be a 3rd and about 8 here for the Stars at the 32-yard line of the Chargers officially. And, you know, we saw Potter, he threw a touchdown against Crawfordsville a couple of weeks ago. And he's got some potential for sure. And Coach Pelly definitely throwing him in here to see what he's got. And Potter going to hand it off again. That play didn't go anywhere. That is number 33 for the Stars on the carry. Jacob Smith, the freshman, did not pick up the first down. With the clock running here, less than a minute 30 left, Stars look like they're going to go for it on 4th down, 4th and 9 officially. And Andrew, we see, you know, some unfortunate events take place for North Montgomery. We see the Stars able to wrap up this game very strongly compared to how they started it.
Very true. If I were Josh Thompson right now, I would want my boys on the North Montgomery defense to gain possession of that ball and possibly go for another touchdown. But with 53 seconds on the clock, not sure how that's looking.
And we saw there on that play as Potter pitched it out to, was it 26, Clyde McKagan, the junior. Got a few yards, didn't quite get to the first down mark. Chargers will have the ball with about 54 seconds left. As we see Western Boone ready to cap off their 4th victory of the season, a bounce-back win after last week against the Tri-West Bruins. That tough loss where they nearly had an opportunity to win it. Could be back up there tied at first place in the Sagamore Conference. Meanwhile, the Chargers will fall to 2-3 and 0-3 in conference as the pass is complete to number 8 there. That is Drew Norman, who had a great game. The Chargers overall did not play poorly by any means. They played very well in this game. It's just sometimes you get overwhelmed, and the Stars defense did a great job shutting down the North Montgomery offense outside of that 1 touchdown drive. And the Stars offense finally came in and broke through like they have in the past in this second half. So see here, takes a snap, just throw downfield, and it's incomplete. Intended for number 23, Lucas Lighty, as a 3rd down now, 3rd and 2. With 44 seconds remaining. And, you know, Andrew, we talked about it. The North Montgomery defense did a good job stopping the Stars' offense, but eventually something had to give, and the Stars' offense finally got chugging, and they're going to be able to seal up this victory here.
Yeah, the North Montgomery defense was doing an incredible job, just as the Stars' defense was in the first half of the game. But the momentum gained by the Stars' offense just it just pushed through.
Going deep downfield, and it's incomplete. So Dyson tried to get a long completion, and I believe that was number 82 in coverage there, That is Chase Richwine in coverage. We've seen him with some good defensive plays this season and able to make the pass incomplete there. And now a fourth down, the last gasp for the Chargers offense here. As we see Ross Dyson, who had a pretty decent night overall, about to take another snap here. He'll keep it, and he will be taken down immediately. And that was Cannon Bruins, I believe, once again with another sack. He's been so dominant tonight on offense and defense, Andrew, and ready to end this game here. Western Boone coming out with a big conference bounce-back victory, and they've got a couple of weeks where they've got an opportunity. If they can capitalize, they could potentially win multiple games in a row like they did earlier in this season.
Very true, and the momentum gained from tonight with a possible 27-point lead in the game would definitely help their chances in these upcoming weeks.
Durbin taking the knee, and that is going to do it here at Western Boone. The Western Boone Stars get their fourth victory of the season with a resounding 35-8 victory over the North Montgomery Chargers here. It was a hard-fought game throughout and a close game going into halftime, but the Stars managed to pull away. The offense got clicking, the defense got going even more than they had been before. Fireworks here in the crowd, content to see their Stars go to 4-1, and now they are 2-1 in the Sagamore Conference. Meanwhile, North Montgomery, a disappointing loss here. They fall to 2-3 on the year. They have an 0-3 record in the Sagamore Conference as their third straight loss, looking for a rebound at some point. Had an opportunity in this game, had plenty of opportunities, Andrew, but Western Boone just overwhelmed them, and they couldn't quite get it done here tonight.
Very true, and good news for the Stars, improvement from a all-time series score of 30-22 for Northmont versus Webo, now to 30-23.
Yeah, Western Boone, North Montgomery in the past dominated the series, but Western Boone in recent years has made the series much closer than it was before, and this victory here tonight for the Stars makes it even closer.
Yeah, the victory here tonight makes it Webo winning the past 9 matchups against North Montgomery.
As we look here, as the players clear the field, the Western Boone team over grouped up like they always are after each game. We saw them, some of these notable players here today. Trevor Weekly, of course, like always, and Rowan Durbin as well, made some nice throws. But we see guys, Ryan Taylor, who had a couple of slightly quieter games. I say slightly, he still had dominant games, but tonight he absolutely went off for so many points, and just such a great player. And Cannon Bruins on that defense and the offense got some more carries. Hasn't had a lot of carries on offense this year. We saw him go down at one point, but he managed to get back in, and he might have been the player to put this game away for Western Boone, Andrew.
Yeah, and let's not forget, not only are all these players doing great at just the game of football, but they're also very resilient, some of them bouncing back from possible injuries throughout the game.
Yeah, and we're very glad to see that everybody who did sustain what looked to be an injury, they were able to walk onto the sidelines. Not going to speculate on any of those, but overall, a good job by Western Boone. North Montgomery fought as hard as they could, just couldn't get it done here tonight. And any final thoughts on this game here, Andrew?
I will say it should be noted that North Montgomery had scored this game 2 more points than last year. So on the bright side, that is an improvement, but still no one likes to go home with a loss.
Yeah. And, North Montgomery did improve on last year as well. I believe you said the score was 55-6 last year in favor of Western Boone. So 35, that is significantly less, still more than you'd like to see Western Boone get on offense, but such an explosive offense. Remember, the lowest they've gotten this year is 34. So
yeah, and credit where credit is due. The defense for North Montgomery was very much in balance with the Stars defense in the first half of the game.
Yeah, and looking at that all of it for North Montgomery and all of it for a big win for the Western Boone Stars, getting a rebound. And next week they will travel to Frankfort to take on Frankfort there, and then they will come home for the homecoming game against Southmont. So with that being said, from all of us at WBTV, thank you to our entire technical crew. And thank you, Andrew, for doing this. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you, Blake.
And I'm Blake Marth with WBTV Sports. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.